Welcome to the Fantasy NASCAR podcast. Let's do some early week research for Kansas. And the process today is using one of the tools in the Fantasy NASCAR spreadsheet, which you can get at racefortheprize.com, $20 for the month of May, $115 for the rest of the season. Hopefully you'll like this tool and you'll consider subscribing and supporting the family. We're going to look at Texas. I know there were a lot of cautions at Texas, and it may not be the best indicator of what we'll see at Kansas, and that's not really what I'm looking at. What I'm looking at is the practice data, and one way that we can sort through the laps in practice, and it is kind of challenging these days because of the parity created by the Gen 7 car. I say often that all the drivers in the top 30 are very capable of top 10s, if not winning races. And I think most people agree with that belief now. And you can see it in the practice data. You can see it in the race results. The field's pretty even. And it makes it kind of challenging to sort through the laps. So one of the things that I've been looking at to prepare to really understand who's fast enough, and that's really a phrase that we need to start using, is fast enough. If you're in the mix at the end, you can finish up towards the front, as we saw with Eric Jones and Ricky Stenhouse. They were fast enough in practice. They were fast enough in the race, and thus got pretty solid finishes by avoiding disasters. Now, Stenhouse didn't have the best driver rating, but running in the top 20-25 means you're just fast enough to take advantage of the inevitable cautions and the strategies that play out. And let's just look a little closer at that. So what you're seeing here are, for example, this is the fifth lap for everyone in practice. You got 38 cars on track. And then what we're doing is Joey Logano's fifth lap compared to the best lap by the drivers. The best lap was laid down by Chase Elliott. Logano was 0.2 off. And we can go a little bit further and run and see that as these runs progressed, for example, lap 19, Logano, compared to the fastest car on track, was only 0.02 off. He clearly had a fast race car. Kyle Larson clearly had a fast race car. But as we look closer to a guy like Eric Jones, which may have surprised some people, but when you look deep in the run from practice, and I know we have Group A versus Group B, and you have to sort through that yourself, but clearly his car was fast enough. Deep in the run, he was only 0.1 off what the best drivers were running. So we can look and see how they compare. Same thing with Ricky Stenhouse right here in the middle of this deep run. He's only 0.1 off. Is he the fastest car? No, but he's fast enough. And definitely worth the place differential chase. He also has run halfway decent, maybe not full races at Texas in the past, but had shown speed. Another way that we can look at it is, if you don't want to get too deep into the numbers, we can make it a little bit more simple and see, all right, again, for example, lap 16, the fastest lap was 29.26. We had 38 cars on track. Where did your lap compare to the rest? Logano was the 7th fastest on his 16th lap. We go deep into the run. We're looking at laps 25 through 30. Third fastest. Now, we don't have the full complement of cars, but still, he's the third fastest of 28 cars. Just off that 29.46. We go down to Jones. Does this look like he's fast enough? He's running 13th out of the 31 cars. Stenhouse drops off a little bit, but even when we go down to lap 31, we've got 20 cars on track. He is in the top half of those drivers. And so visualizing it this way with the practice data really does help you find and identify maybe a possible dominator or hog, but definitely allows you to sort and filter out some of the more chasey type cheap value place differential plays. That's just one of the things that I wanted to share with you. I think it's a very useful tool, can help you, and you can get access to this at racefortheprize.com. Get that fantasy NASCAR spreadsheet. It's just another way, if you really like to look and sort at the data and really dive into stuff, then it is definitely something worth considering. It's only $20. Give it a try. I think you might like it. And if you pay the $20 and you like it, say, hey, I just want to upgrade to the season, then I'll subtract the $20 from the $115 and we'll get you all set to go. just something I wanted to share. We can talk more about Kansas later this week, dive into it, maybe look more at the Las Vegas race to get some ideas. But again, I think we're going to go into Kansas with 30 cars all capable of earning a top 10. We're going to want to see how they unload, how they run in practice to find out who's going to be fast enough and take advantage of the different scenarios that unfold during these races. Thanks for joining me. Triple Life's fantastic.